say it every single time there is a DPC game that is very important game / serious, but this is particularly
This time we're not
important.
lying.
Yeah.
The rest of the time was bullshit. This time it's real, okay? Real life stuff here. Lots of implications. Of course, Gaimin Gladiators, they're the ones that have a little bit more breathing room, so to speak, because they've already ensured that they're going to be going to the major. And like you said last game, the placements don't matter as much other than the DPC and prize pool, which, depending on who you are...
Yeah, money doesn't matter.
These guys don't play for money. It's for the pride of how good they are versus everybody else.
Pretty much, and that's why we love these professional e-gamer athletes.
E-gamer athletes, yes. Love that term. I hope that really catches on. Snake King and company.
I'm trying. I've been trying really hard, you know, for this to work. No one's doing it. No
I've already
one's calling
forgot.
them.
E-gamer what?
I mean, you can call them e-gamers. You can call them, you know,
Okay.
esports players,
I
whatever.
could see an article being written by non-esports people saying e-gamers. You know, not an issue.
Yeah, that would probably be the last article that they wrote.
Probably, yeah.
Someone's like, what the hell is that? What does that even mean?
Lowercase e, uppercase s. Everybody's favorite way to spell esports. As we can see, the bounty rune situation. Looks like it's going to be a split 2-2. All right, so let's talk about these lineups. Waga was very heavily TA favored, which is a real shock. What are your thoughts?
Looks good. I mean, they did put Pango on position 4, so there is like no real counters to Pango, but he dies to Templar Assassin. Like she just straight up kills him once she gets to her items. This is the matchup that I'm mostly looking forward to see how Boom is gonna do against the Timbersaw on a mid lane. I'm not an expert in this matchup by any means, but I think there is a possibility that Boom like tries to manipulate the creep wave a little bit if he doesn't feel like he can play the lane, drag it, you know, play between tier 1 and tier 2 tower.
Yeah, I was a little surprised that they ended up drafting in a way that, I mean, because they pretty much knew Timber was likely to be mid. I guess it was some flexibility, so you're not 100% sure, but I would think that Mars loses that matchup, but we'll see. Like you said, that's the one that is the biggest up in the air aspect for Gaimin Gladiators. What about these other lanes, though? We got Celery playing the Pugna again, Duraccio TA. As Soxa looking to take out the Netherward, and he'll be successful. That's a nice amount of gold for him. But lineup for Tundra, your thoughts?
Offlane from Tundra, they do have a lot of kill potential, and especially when they hit level 2. Once Pango gets both abilities, and so does Visage, or Visage. I think you're more of a Visage guy, right?
I'm not. I just like saying it to mock people.
I think the Dota 1, he was called Visage.
I mean, that's how people said it, but it was incorrect. It's just like how I continue to say Abaddon, even though it is Abaddon, sadly. Oh, first blood. Okay. Looks like Gaimin Gladiators get on the board first again.
Yeah, both of these offlane for both teams are extremely like kill heavy. They can easily get the kills with the bugs. There's so much minus armor. And here we see Tundra playing extremely aggressive. Duraccio feels, oh, he's not going to go for it. I thought he was going to just swashbuckle in, get an extra hit, and just die. I think there's value. You get the XP, you kill the enemy safe laner. But it's also good to keep him low. Maybe that's why. Is there a swashbuckle to try to cancel the salve?
No, the salve has not been placed as of yet, but yeah, I don't...
Yeah, you can't cancel it because there isn't one.
That's true. That is technically true. But yeah, bottom lane, Ace playing the Tidehunter Skeeter on the Medusa. How good of a Medusa game is this? Because it was last picked.
Playing into Pugna, playing into Mars Arena, and also like Templar Assassin, like she can burst her immediately, but that's not what she wants to do. They need to bait out the spells from Medusa. There's not like a single hero that has a mana burn or anything, so Medusa is gonna be fine. She's gonna be able to get her ulti off in the fights, but Gaimin Gladiators, they won these drawn-out fights with the Decrypify, like with traps, silences, spears, whatever later on, Aghanim Scepter on Tide, because I don't feel like Gaimin Gladiators can like finish the game if they're ahead that early on. They do have Templar Assassin, there is some damage, but I feel like it's gonna take a while.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, their push, it's like you said, still decent, but compared to last game, not even really close. so they won't be able to snowball to the same degree in all likelihood.
Boom doing a very good job in terms of CSing on the mid lane.
Yeah.
Having even more than Timber. So the problem starts when Timber hits level 6.
Yep, Skeeter gonna take a swarm here. Pretty much out of mana now. Take Anchor Smash as well, but Skeeter will live through the day. As Snake King in the area has 3 tangos to his name. As we see the stacking begin for Gaimin Gladiators. Celery only gets 1 out of the 2. Actually, it looked like that should have stacked.
Yeah, kind of griefing.
His Dota Plus is not updated, it seems. Unfortunate. Those timers being wrong all the time is quite tilting, I have to say.
That's why I don't have Dota Plus.
Oh, there
I
you
just
go.
do it by my gut feeling.
Wow. How often is that right?
50% of the time.
Great. That's probably worse than Dota Plus.
I mean, it's the exact same. He stacked 1 out of the 2 camp.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but Dyrachyo now in the top lane, 21-1. And you can see the Medusa on the other side, 16-2. So Dyrachyo having a little bit better of a time right now. Yeah, the mid lane is so weird, 28-5. I mean, like you said, it's when that level 6 hits, we'll see what 9 can end up doing. In terms of XP, they're pretty much even. I mean, the big thing about a Timbersaw mid when he gets a melee, or against any hero, really, it's going to be really hard to kill him in general. Like, do they have the type of heroes that can help kill him in the actual laning stage, or is it just one of those just forget about
Nah, he
it?
gets levels too quickly as a solo Timbersaw, so that's going to be a huge issue. They might need to bring like 3 heroes. Mars with the Arena, Templar Assassin, maybe like Tide. Any of these like 3 heroes mentioned, plus Weaver. Pugna doesn't do much, so it's going to be very difficult.
Oh, a huge break onto Tofu there. The Geminate attack could not proc as a result. Big creep there. You a fan of
Yeah,
these,
that's the
these
one.
neutral
Kill Troll
creeps?
Berserker, that's the one.
Yeah. How long does that break for?
3 seconds.
Wow.
It's good. It's really good. Like 3 seconds break. Steel Red is 4 seconds.
Yeah. Sorry, did that sound sarcastic when I said yeah?
You do a lot of the time.
It was not sarcasm. Boom. Looks like Sox is in the area. Is going to get off his Mars Arena. And that'll keep them at bay. Has some support via the Pugna.
Yeah, no Timber Chain on
unkillable.
Timber, so he can't close the gap. He can't get outside of the arena. You can eventually, like just the way it works. There was some change that said something about the arena, and now certain spells do work.
Yeah, it was the whole Z axis, right? Not being
Yeah,
able to
it can
go
no
over.
longer be escaped vertically.
Yeah, but I've seen a couple spells where you can still do that. So it's, I don't know how consistent that actually is.
Inconsistency is the key.
I mean, that's Dota, right? That's what we love about it. As boom. I mean, his ultimate's not up for another 45 seconds. We'll see if this
Oh, huge
is an
stack.
opportunity for them to gank him. And yeah, like you said, Dyrachyo having a great time here, but looks like he's going to get contested.
Here
Sox
comes
can
9.
see. Yep, oh boy. Yeah, 9 with that Chakram. That is going to be some nice cleanup for him. But who really gets the end farm? 9 got a lot of it, and they'll be happy with that. More
Thanks
numbers
for the stack, boys.
yeah. Gaimin Gladiators losing that exchange, it looked like. As Boom just left to his own devices in the mid lane as well. So talk to me about 33's Visage this game, or Visage if you prefer.
Yeah, he's one of the players that always builds into these small items. He just loves to get them, whatever hero he's playing. He just finds the value of snowballing with the items really good. And he's going for Vlad's. I definitely didn't expect that. I've seen him go for like drums, orchid type of a build, more of a drum, because he's playing from the off lane. I mean, eventually, if you can farm the Aghanim Scepter, that's really cool. But yeah, I'm not sure why Vlad's. It does, as a first item, it does give them some damage. It gives them damage to birds, give a bit of more like push potential. Very interesting.
What do you think of Wraith Pact? Is that what it's called? The upgraded Vlad's? Where your AoE gets reduced?
Horrible.
It's a nightmare.
And then not, like, I didn't even when I tested it, I'm like, yeah, this is a cool concept. You know, maybe if you're playing Undying, you drop a tombstone and you have like another thing that needs to be killed. Too expensive. Just the build up is really bad.
It reduces the AoE, which is always, I thought that was a bug, but I guess not. Perhaps in the next patch.
Yeah, it reduces the AoE of the Vlads for some reason. Should get patched.
Yeah. I guess nobody's been buying it, so they're like, what's the rush?
Do you want to upgrade something so that it's not as good? Pay money for it?
No. Sometimes that's how life works, you know?
Give me an example. You pay money just to get a shittier version.
I'll have to think about that one for a while. I feel like there is a good answer in there somewhere. I don't want to waste my one guess on something garbage. Salary doing some D-warding in the meantime. It looks like the tier 1 tower is going to fall, but it might be to a deny. 33. Going for the Tofu kill with Soxa's help. They're going to get
Chain
the
stun.
Oh, only gets one off, though.
Raindrop
From
keeping
the
him alive.
familiar. Tofu Shikuchis. Soxa. Oh, my goodness. The right click. I'm sure Soxa, yeah, I was going to say no reaction from him in my experience. One of the best teammates I think you could have because he just doesn't get angry. Doesn't show any emotion.
It's good. He's like robotic, but in a good way.
Yes.
Just like mechanical skill, everything's on point. You know that he's not going to flame you or anything, and he just plays Dota. Plays really good Dota.
And 9 forcing Boom out for the time being. It'll be a slow push. Can't really, I mean, that's the one thing about Timber in the mid lane. It's not exactly the same as off lane where you can just skip camps as easily. Since there's so many avenues for you to be able to get ganked. As bottom lane, they're going to see the Ravage go off by Ace. The Rachio's in the area as well. TP's coming in, actually going to be canceled, which means they're leaving Skeeter to his eventual death, which will be to the hands of Ace. So nice kill.
Yeah, good early usage of the Ravage. Like, usually we don't see Ravage popping off, like, immediately 10 minutes in. Players did get better at playing against the Ravage. Okay, so it was a Spear that actually stopped the TP. Nicely done. I was wondering if anyone got cancelled by, but production, they're on point.
Very nice. Yeah, 9 looked like he might have been able to get a kill there, but Gaimin Gladiators able to come in with their support. But the tower, as we can see, has gone down, and this time to 33. Very, very even game thus far, which, in my experience with Medusa games, that's a good sign. Would you agree that that is the case, or is it a different different beast with the way that Gaimin Gladiators?
Gaimin Gladiators, they also have a flesh, like a fast farmer, Templar Assassin, so that helps a lot. Dragonland's done, going into this, so there's a lot of stacks being made for Medusa in a triangle, and also some stacks being made for Templar Assassin, so everyone kind of playing the same game. If you do the math, I believe that's 9 to 6, so yeah, a bit more camps stacked by Gaimin Gladiators, but also that those stacks were taken out by Timber, so
Celery doing his work.
I think the production was showing 6 and 9 on other side. That's very nice of you, but we do appreciate it.
Yes, thank you, production. If you can
Quick
do the
and
math,
easy math.
that's what it says. As looks like Tofu takes the tumble.
First Fiend's Grip usage. They do kill Tofu. Tofu has Urn of Shadows. Like, they would definitely love to have Spirit Vessel playing against the Timber Saw, like playing against the Medusa later on is still going to feel good.
Yeah, we're going to see the Rolling Thunder from Soxa. It's going to connect onto Ace with the Familiars as well, although he misses one roll. But Ace is still going to get stunned up and likely brought down. It takes a lot of effort to do so with that tanky fat watermelon.
Pango, he's not like the extreme counter to Tidehunter, but he works. If you get the good bounces off, either you're forcing him to use the bad Ravage when he doesn't want to, or like you can lock him down with the Rolling Thunder. It's not, you know, your Enigma, Doom, Faceless Void type of a counter to it, but
yeah,
still works.
And who would you say, I mean, I guess in terms of the Roche advantage, Gaimin Gladiators have the TA, they have the minus armor from the Swarm, from Tide, so they can do it a lot faster than Tundra. But would you say that it's a requirement, like, you know when you pick an Ursa, it's a requirement, you got to get Roche. A TA, it's kind of been like that in the past. I'm not sure if that feels the same way this game, though.
You would want it. You want to get the ball rolling with these type of heroes, so I'd say yes, but it's difficult. They need to take a fight. They can't just go in and take the Roche. This is going to be an easy pick-off. But Celery in the background is just like, I'm not going to cast any of the abilities. I don't want to mess it up, so just pops the Life Drain for some extra damage. Mostly, it's about using it on your allies to replenish HP and mana.
Yep, but that'll tank the gank, and Soxa, I think, will be happy with that overall. Not really giving up a too high-value kill, as Skeeter going to be working on these Ancients now. Has the Yasha, and is going for the Manta style to start things out. And then looking at Timber's inventory, has the Sange to go along with the Soul Ring. Going to be finishing up Essen, or the Kaya Sange relatively shortly. We see a Nightmare. Do they have enough to finish this off with the Rolling Thunder? But the time lapse, okay, but doesn't matter. They have the vision and they have the kill. And then go back to farming. In the meantime, bottom lane 33, trying to TP out. Looks like he'll be successful. Nicely done from him. That cost an arena and one familiar as well.
One bird done. This also means Skeeter can farm up the Ancients and the Triangle. Also found the Illusion Rune, which is pretty big. So he can farm up and scout things out what's happening in the jungle. Tidehunter not going for Hood this game. There is like some magical damage, but seems like he just wants to have a Blink Dagger to be able to find the good opening. Mars does have his Blink Dagger. They didn't find a kill with his Arena on the bottom, so feels like Tundra wants to take a fight. Visage, drums done after Vlad's. They know he's here because it shows on the creeps, so they know something is up. Both of the auras.
Yeah, Boom doesn't have Arena for another 30 seconds, so they might need to give up this tier 1 tower. As you can see, a lot of damage being dealt in pretty quick succession, and based on the minimap rotation, or lack thereof, Gaimin Gladiators is going to give that up completely. But Ace, like you said, getting close to that Blink Dagger for himself. So they're going to have that double Blink Dagger initiation, which I assume TA will be going for one after the BKB. They really like their mobility.
It's a lot of investment into mobility items. In terms of damage, like they have limited amount at the moment. They definitely want to have the Spirit Vessel available. Let's see if they smoke up and try to find something. Both big ultis, or seems like they want to force a Roche. Okay, there's a Deso. There is also High Ground Ward that is scouting out Skeeter.
Yep, looking for the double meld on Roche. It'll be successful. And we'll see if they can find something else. Link in by Boom with the Gush Arena combo. That is a dead Bane Elemental. And looks like Roche is going to have to be given up, although 9 in the area, and Roche is only at half HP. He's going to get the Chakram inside and force everybody out for now. Still no Bane for 15 seconds as 9 very tanky. Timber chains to a tree nearby. 33 in the meantime. You can see the Rolling Thunder going off. Soxa, he's finding somebody here. Looks like he's going to be able to get the shield crash off, and Boom is going to be the recipient along with the TA. But the Ravage comes in. It's a big one from 9. Can they follow this up with anything, though? Literally 0 heroes have died. Now Soxa finally finds his way to the grave. Dyrachyo melded. They don't have vision, it looks like. The Chakram's not going to be enough. Dyrachyo getting healed from afar as well. And he actually denies himself, does Celery, but they still lose the TA in the end. And we'll see if Tundra can continue on with this fight as Tofu looks like he's going to get off that time lapse. Looking for 33, but the stun is available. Tofu gets off the swarm now.
He wants Mars.
Boom wants to finish off 33, but he's going to get slowed and actually getting chased by the familiars now. With the Soul Assumption applied as well. Looks like he might drop eventually, but the Anchor Smash is enough from Ace. So much back and forth in this fight. And from the grave, looks like 33 is able to finally take out that pesky Boom. Now the shield crash from Ace into the Swashbuckle. He's able to crack and shell that off. Decrepify to keep him alive a little bit longer and a blink out. Nicely done from Celery.
They're going to check inside the pit to see how low Roshan is.
I don't know if they can do this.
Do they have a passive on Pango? They do not. They definitely need Visage with his auras to be able to kill it. They might go for it. They might try to do it because they know that there is no Ravage. We'll see how they approach this fight. Gaimin Gladiators, they do have like limited amount of damage at the moment. They will need an extra set of items to be able to deal with the tankiness on side of Tundra. Because Medusa is extremely tanky. You also have Timbersaw with the plate mail. He understands where the damage is going to come from. Like, he doesn't want to join up in a fight with the no stacks and just straight up die.
Oh, Dyrachyo. Okay. Looks like Tundra thinks better of that situation. I mean, the good news for Gaimin Gladiators, of course, is they know that Tundra will have a lot harder time actually killing Roche. So perhaps trying to group up here to get a big pick-off into Roche eventually. Is the Arena.
Vessel.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage. A nice Nightmare save for now. 9, very low on HP, though. Gets off the Timber Chain. You can see the Spirit Vessel applied as well. Looks like he will eventually go down, but no, gets the Timber Chain off the last moment. And 9, he's going down very slowly, ticking out. 8, will he live?
4.
He actually is going to live with very little HP. That is a lot invested from Gaimin Gladiators. Are not able to take out that Timber.
He had 4 HP, if I saw that correctly. I might have dropped him even lower. But yeah, the itemization actually keeping him alive, having that Sanj, amplifying the heal regen. Spirit Vessel did work, but they needed like an extra tick. Good Rolling Thunder from Sakta.
Ace! Ravage just came off cooldown. 33 is going to be the recipient of that. But looks like Gaimin Gladiators can't really fight. They're going to lose their Pugna to start things out, and now Ace completely surrounded. There's the Chakra, buy back onto the Pugna, but it's not going to be enough to save Ace. And perhaps into the Roche Pit, Tundra goes with this number advantage.
Yeah, I don't think they should contest the maybes. If someone wants to jump in, maybe Tofu, try to steal the Aegis, scout things out with the bugs. Because it's difficult. Without I think Tide needs to wait until Medusa's ulti is used and then try to go in, because right now I think it's very difficult. There is double damage on Templar Assassin for another like 20 seconds, but they're still going to respect what Tundra has.
Yeah, they'll at the very least get that tier 1 tower, but now with the Aegis for Skeeter, that's going to buy him a lot of time. He's got the Dragonlance Manta working on Scotty, basically halfway there. Things are looking a lot better for Tundra compared to, I mean, again, a few minutes ago it was quite even, so they've definitely put themselves in the driver's seat to some respect. But these fights are crazy. It's so much back and forth, so much survivability and like saves between the Nightmare, between the Decrep and the heals. Very difficult to execute or try to get a kill even.
Yeah, it's much less than in the previous game, because they did have press the attack, Io's heal, max relocate. This time around, it's not as much. And the Green Skeleton, he can't do what he could have done in the previous game. Because they do have Rolling Thunder, they can stop him with the bird while he's channeling his ulti.
Yeah. It looks like Tundra going to make use of this Aegis. Like going for this tier 2, which will likely be uncontested. Tofu trying to delay though, by cutting these waves.
Visage did pick up his shard. So, cool shard. Makes you a bird, pretty much. You have the same ability.
Cloak.
Stone form. Let's see if they find him. The birds.
Yeah, if
stun.
Chain stun here should be a relatively easy one. They actually have to use Fiend's Grip though. A little bit mistimed by the birds, I think.
They were afraid. If he gets the time lapse off, it's a lot of time wasted. So, worth it. It's a position 4, so yeah. Right now, that sounds fine. Saksa looking for Boom.
Gets off the shield crash. Celery in the area to try to heal up his Mars, who's stuck in a very bad spot. Actually uses his ult, but not to much avail. Instantly canceling the TP. 33 gets credit for that kill.
Seems like they just don't have enough damage to go through all the tankiness on both Medusa and Timbersaw. Timbersaw even buying a BKB, at least that's what he has queued up at the moment. I like the itemization on Visage. Celery. Yeah, he looks pretty dead.
Yep, gets the Decrep on his friend, who's looks like Duracchio's gonna die as well. So these heroes just dying left, right, and center in favor of Tundra. They only lose Bane in the last few minutes now, as this lead starts to increase.
Once the next set of items comes, especially on Medusa, it's gonna become extremely difficult for Gaimin Gladiators to take the fight. Scotty against any range cores feels nice. The healing from Pugna is not gonna be there, and Medusa just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Pango also, after picking up the Blink Dagger, has a shard, so he can connect the Rolling Thunders much easier. Visage going for full AC. They understand where the damage is gonna come from, so they're all itemizing for some kind of like physical resistance.
33, like you said, going for the AC, has the drums. I really want him to turn both of these items into the new items. You got the Wraith Pact and the Boots of Bearing.
Now, Boots of Bearing might not be a bad idea. You're playing into Decrepify, into Gush, and also Trap Slow. So eventually he might get it. After finishing the AC, I think he might just upgrade it.
All right, I like it, I like it.
You cannot be slowed. Very cool mechanic.
For 1.5 seconds, I believe.
Yeah, before it was 2 seconds.
But still,
it was OP. Had to
still
nerf.
Good. Yeah. As we see, okay, the Courier not reacting. Ace able to take out the Recipe and Buckler. Was that the full thing? No, he still needs Hyperstone, another 1,000 away, so it'll line up with not too much time wasted for 33. But yeah, that
You're
AC
always
is
so
gonna be
positive, Suns fan.
Huh?
You're always positive.
You
like,
know
okay,
me. Mr. Positivity. Snake King finds a Mars. And he's going to get completely surrounded here again. Gets off the arena though, but no. The gargoyles are there. And down he goes. Why am I positive? What did I say?
Because you said that it's going to line up with his career respawn,
right.
the amount of time that he needs to farm up the extra 1,000 gold.
Yeah. Silver lining, I guess.
Birds are causing a lot of issues. Mars trying to TP out, use Arena, but he gets stunned multiple times. Tofu right now, creep skipping, trying to get the most out of the map, delay any kind of push. Saksa.
Yep, rolling Thunder with that Blink Dagger. Oh, can't find the angle to get Celery that second time. But the shield crash, and he still has his shard if he wants. Doesn't bother, it looks like. And you can see the Aghanim Scepter now on the Tidehunter as there's Ace with a big Ravage onto 2, trying to focus down Saksa. They'll be successful, 33. Maybe not as easy to kill, but with that Deso, Dyrachyo on the BKB, he turned into stone.
Turn around.
Yep.
Look at me.
Look at my hideous face as you die. Disgusting creature. Look at her face.
No, don't show it. We might turn into a stone.
Hideous. As 9 focusing on Ace now, has that Chakram. And there's the grip, the Kraken Shell will activate. But they have so many stuns and so many slows that this feels pointless. Another death in favor of Tundra.
Boom finds double. These fights are extremely difficult for Gaimin Gladiators to take. Like, they pop the Ravage, the damage is just not there. Medusa has too much
Look at
network.
me! Good stuff.
Look at me, I'm your captain now.
You know, I've been saying this for years, but her normal model should be beautiful, and when she ults, she should be hideous. That's the lore. It doesn't make any sense that she's always hideous. Nothing changes. As we see, Tundra going for the racks. No TA for 10 seconds, so this is going to be the melee at the very least.
I thought this Medusa segment is so long that the game just ended. They're like, okay, GG, they're attacking 3 or 4 towers.
Arena, but this is on a very tanky Medusa.
Almost got her. That was that was very close.
All right, like, I have a spell, let me show you. But Skeeter doesn't seem to care too much. Is now working towards a Silver Edge. Already has the Shadow Blade, in fact. And this is looking very good for Tundra. Now, from Gaimin Gladiator side, what can they do? What are the big items that they're waiting for?
Well, not what they just did, initiate on Medusa with full HP, full mana.
Like, do they just have to ignore her? Like, when she ults, just kite her or something?
They need to try to kill Pango, try to kill Bane, Visage, and then go for the tanky ones because they just don't have enough. This Aghanim Scepter does give them some extra minus armor to work with. Problem is Mars is falling off like relatively quickly. As a core Mars, you would definitely want to have like a Deso, but your Templar Assassin does have it. You also don't have a gold, which is another big problem. So just having a BKB, I don't think you have enough what it takes, but all right, disconnect.
Yep, big spear. There's the Gush, but Saksa onto the high ground. He's going to be safe. All right, what do you think of Tofu going for Ags, which obviously is not unusual per se, but how much impact can this item have, that time lapse on allies? Because it's not like heroes are getting blown up immediately, unless you're going against
But if you can use it, I mean, it's a great item. It's very difficult to get it. Also, it doesn't reduce cooldown anymore. Before it was like 20 seconds. Yeah, that's so right now.
Snaking, he is dead. The backstab is successful for now for Tundra. Skeeter, though, the siege tank. All right, you can't look at her because you put up a wall that literally blocks it off. 9. Oh, pops the BKB, is going to avoid the spear as a result, and the counter BKB from Boom to dodge Saksa, but you can see Saksa will die inside that Rolling Thunder regardless. So double kill for Dyrachyo.
That's how they need to approach fights. This fight, they didn't even use Tidehunter's Ravage. I think they definitely need to save it. Eventually, like, Tide will get the Aghanim Scepter. Not the Aghanim Scepter, never mind, he already has it. Sunspan, what are you doing to me?
Refresher?
Refresher, that is. Yeah, we found
I mean, if he goes for double Ags and wins the game, that's pretty hardcore.
Sure, either that or he gets Heaven Halberd. I don't think anyone on the team can buy it, but yeah, I don't think it would be a bad item. Because a lot of damage comes from Medusa.
Indeed. Yeah, just things to kite her. I guess that's a form of kiting, as she now has the finished Silver Edge, level 21. Next power spike for her will be either the BKB or the level 25 split shot modifier.
Having break mechanic against both Mars and Tidehunter just feels really good. Because they can lock him down. They can go in, they can grip him if they want to. And look at that, Boots of Bearing. The
Hell yeah!
Completed on Visage.
I say this all the time, but the thing I love about these items,
they look nice. Like, look at
it. Does.
Everything's green.
It looks comfortable, and it should say it in the text, but when you activate it, you should be forced to scream Boots of Bearing, because it just makes it more satisfying for everybody involved. Definitely doesn't cause any mute.
Too long.
See, Fiend's Grip, that is a dead Weaver. No time lapse for you. Celery looks to be next on the list, so 2 easy cleanup support kills. Oh, I say that, but Ace comes in with a big Ravage. They're going to delete the Timbersaw right off the bat. Soxa is next. BKBs galore as they look away from Skeeter. Dyrachyo looks to be fine, though, as Celery's in the area. Still has that life drain to work with.
Celery's going to kill himself.
Yep, Dyrachyo getting whipped into submission. Looks like going to try to finish off Snake King in the meantime. But the TA living and very healthy. They get 3 kills.
Meanwhile, on the top lane,
oh dear.
he got Megas.
Oh dear, the Racks have died apparently. And Skeeter will live. It looked like an amazing fight for Gaimin Gladiators, but they just got Mega'd.
That's why the fight looked so good. There was no Visage.
Missing a hero.
Yeah, it was 4 versus 5. So Roshan, Aegis plus Shard. Templar Assassin definitely wants to pick up both to be able to silence people, but they're playing against the Megas now. So it's gonna take a while. Tidehunter, he can deal, you know, to one extent. Gush, AoE, Anchor Smash, Mars, Templar Assassin, but yeah, she might consider a different item. She has Swift Link queued up at the moment. Maybe it's time for a Divine Ripper. Celery just denied himself.
Okay, that's the second time we've seen that, I think, this game. Is there any way that was on purpose?
No.
I want to respawn in 30 seconds, please. Yeah, interesting choice. Maybe fat finger to something there. Maybe hit the Windows key. That happens to me all the time. That's a pretty good way to get yourself killed.
Because you have 5 monitors, that's why.
4.
Yeah,
All right,
4.
4.
Okay.
Yeah, that Windows key really screws me up sometimes. And Skeeter just going to hit the buildings. Again, this is against an Aegis. This is how much confidence they have. It's only a 6K net worth lead, by the way, Lacoste.
They realized we don't even have to kill them. Their heroes kill themselves.
Yeah, that's true. They just want to get out of this game and go to a game 3, apparently. But again, look at the score. 18-14, 6K net worth lead, which is not that high. But they are against Megas. This is such a strange game.
It's very early Megas, like the
98% though for Gaimin.
Where do you think 2% is coming from?
Milk. From a cow, probably. Maybe a goat, depending on
It took me a second. It took me a second. I'm like, what? I think it's coming from Pugna's ability to, you know, that they would be 100% dead, but if Pugna can kill himself, then, you know, you don't need to give him 100%, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. That math checks out for me. You can see Tofu 400 from his Ags, and he's going to have to get good value for this.
We're in Divine Rapier territory. I think it's time to switch things up and try to farm it.
Yep, he does have it queued up for Dyrachyo, but it is a ways away. Can only afford the Demon Edge for now. And I'm not sure how much time they're going to have to actually find that farm. They're going to smoke up.
Oh, no. Again. Is that a little peace sign? Peace, bro?
Yeah, peace, bro. I would look forward to the Persona. Actually, I just gave Valve a great idea to not have a hideous creature for Medusa. Mars Arena, boom. He's going to find the Bane to start this fight out. So number advantage for Gaimin Gladiators. He's just going to TP out there. They forced out the Stone Gaze. And Dyrachyo and company look to be fine. Maybe they can reset now. Remember, this is 5v4. Make it 6v4, Lacoste, with that Aegis.
7 versus 4. If we have Ags on Beaver.
-1 because the Pugna kills himself, right?
Yeah, yeah. We have to do a lot of math. +1, -1, then +1 again.
Yeah. Hard math. But at this stage, anytime you're mega creeped, it's going to be hard to get back this net worth advantage. Or deficit, I should say, even with that Aegis intact.
He was thinking about getting Rapier, but disassembled his thing, Dragonlance, and now he has Aghanim Scepter. So that's one way to deal with mega creeps, to be able to jump around as well. I love it.
That is true. And picked up the shard from Roche as well, so We'll be able to silence people with those traps if needed. But Tundra, the world is their oyster, as they say.
call it, yeah.
They can wait as long as they want, I assume, and just go for the next Roche. Dyrachyo, though, is going to get gripped. This is just the Aegis, but he is all alone. We see some TPs coming in to the outpost, but I believe that is Tundra. So it doesn't even matter. As well, he gets out. Oh, they didn't have another stun on top of that. Okay. The Dyrachyo with that Aghanim Scepter, with the BKB as well. I mean, that's not the worst.
And now he queues up a Rapier.
All right. I mean, it's been cute. Oh, wait, what did he buy? Oh, yeah, he switched it up to Ags. We just had that discussion. A little bit of an old man moment for me. Lacoste, don't worry.
I got your back.
You got a few years before you're there, but
that's why I'm here.
Soon enough.
Analysis, seriousness, and also, good memory.
Yes.
What were we talking about?
Nostalgia.
That's right. Yeah, right.
Always nostalgia. Now, Skeeter working on a butterfly. About 1,000 away from finishing that, and that is going to make him very tough to kill because that forces out a potential MKB. Remember, Divine Rapier. If you're just joining us, 2 years ago they did nerf Divine to not give True Strike. There's probably like 2 or 3 people in the chat.
They're like, yeah,
that comment.
Just get it. Buy it straight away. Sell all your items. Now, it was a bit OP. We've seen when it had True Strike, people going for it. He found him, BKB.
Yeah, but the Aghanim Scepter again.
Doesn't even need a BKB.
Easy peasy. Has 16, what do you call these? Charges on the Deso? What do you call it?
Yeah, charges.
Just a charge? I feel like there's a better word for this. Because
this item, hero dies,
stacks?
but this item
stacks,
yeah. Corruption debuff up to maximum of 25.
Yeah, he's only 9 away.
Didn't unlock the maximum power yet.
Not quite.
Tide
Got a lot of room to grow.
Halberd, so that's gonna be a good way of disarming Medusa in the fights. Give him some extra survivability on top of that. Medusa's huge.
Yeah.
Level 24, she wants that level 25 talent before the next fight, I feel.
Indeed.
I'm talking about the extra 75 intel, just kidding. Like, no one takes that talent.
JK lol. When would you take that, actually?
If you misclick. Look at that.
69% win rate, though. You can't argue with that. Stats
in
don't
which
lie.
bracket? Like, what are we talking about?
I assume this is only pro games, but maybe
there's no way. Like, no one picks up that talent.
It's a misclick, of course. 2 misclicks? 3 misclicks.
That's not 69% win. I mean, maybe they're, like, doing so well in the games. They're like, whatever, we'll try to win with this talent break.
Yeah, you can see the smoke behind from Tundra. They're going to get the spear off onto the Medusa. Can they blow her up before the Stone Gaze comes out? Negative. Skeeter pops that BKB. Stone Gaze is there, and they delete the Mars completely as the Visage Birds with that AC aura just working on the Tier 4 towers and Gaimin Gladiators in a 4v5 in such a weird game. Very entertaining, though. It looks like Tundra are primed and ready to take this to a game number 3.
Pagana denied the tower. He's very good at
finally
denying
gets
things.
off the Ravage. They delete the Pango. Skeeter just focusing on the Ancient. Celery trying to stop things, but there's a Fiend's Grip on the TA. Fortifications popped. All they need to do is go for the objectives here, and game number 2 will go the way of Tundra. Very interesting. It looked like Gaimin Gladiators were going to come back, and then apparently they were mega during the
It looked very close, but 33, he went for the one big split push.